Hi friends, welcome to Loved by Cacao. This is a home for all of us who love cacao, to share our stories, to elevate the voice of cacao through voices from all around the world. Here we will connect the threads of light that cacao is weaving between us, from heart to heart. Thank you for being here. You might like to make yourself a delicious cup of cacao to enjoy while you listen, to tune in with this sacred medicine. I am Pania, lover and facilitator of cacao, and I invite you to step in through the door to this cozy home. Come to sit on a cushion in this circle together, and may we allow ourselves to be here, to be loved by cacao. Hey my friends, how are you? It's been a wee while. Oh, and I've missed this. I'm really excited to be back again with a really awesome episode that I just absolutely love. It's a very special one, and I can't believe that today, as I'm saying this, is the last day of February 2025, the last day of the month, because at the beginning of this month, the very first weekend of Feb, I was lucky enough to have the most incredible weekend with 7 other amazing women. We had the most amazing cacao day, an incredible goddess weekend, which I'm going to tell you about soon, and which this podcast is all about, this episode. And you get to hear from 5 of us in this episode, which is pretty cool. It's one of the episodes that I feel is the most collaborative so far. It really felt like a collaboration. So I'm very excited to share this with you, especially because I've been waiting for the moment that I can finally release it, since it was recorded a few weeks ago, and this summer has been quite busy so far for me. I hope that you're having a good season, whether you're in summer also in New Zealand or the Southern Hemisphere, or if you're in winter. I hope that the start of 2025 has been good for you, and I'm curious how it's been actually. I know it's been a little bit of a crazy year for some people so far, and I know that there's a lot up in the air for some people. I know that there is for myself, and certainly other people I've been talking to as well. And it feels like time is moving fast, things are moving quickly, changing quickly. And so, yeah, I'm just wondering how you are. I've been on the road, moving around a lot, traveling a lot with my motorhome. I went down to Auckland City, and I've been meeting up with old friends I haven't seen for years. It's been, a busy and social time. And I recorded 2 other episodes during that time as well, which I also can't wait to share with you very soon. And so it's been a really fun time, and also I've really had to pay attention to keeping myself grounded, like even more than usual. Living life on the road is like that, but lately it's felt even more than usual. I've needed to make sure that I'm getting myself on the ground, literally, like connecting my feet with the earth, lying down on the earth when I can, swimming as much as I can, being with the trees, making sure I get some rest as much as I can, because all the movement, and also it's an interesting year for me because I don't actually know quite exactly what's in store next. I have some clues, I have some ideas. I definitely know that the podcast is in store. This podcast is one thing that I feel certain about, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be going and what exactly else is going to be happening. So I'm a little bit in an in-between space. And so these moments of in-between, or like a lot of possibility but not much clarity, or even if you just feel that things are kind of up in the air or changing much quicker than expected, I really send my heart out to you, because it's an interesting place to be, and the mind really searches for certainty. And The reason I'm sharing all this is that, as usual, cacao has been such a support in this process and is such a support. And so if you're feeling in a similar way, I hope that you have some practices that can help you ground, be present, come into yourself, get some respite from the noise and the busyness. And especially in summer, it feels like a time when there's a lot going on. It's very high energy, and sometimes that can be a little overwhelming for us sensitive souls. So I hope that you can find some space to sit with cacao, tune in with your heart, and just be. That's what I've been doing today. I'm in a beautiful spot by a beach. I'm feeling very blessed to be here, and I've had some time on the beach to do all those things I've been talking about. Had my cacao on the beach, and I'm feeling really good. And I'm very excited to share this episode with you today. What else did I need to say first? Oh, I did want to let you know that I very unexpectedly got to meet a little baby cacao tree yesterday. It was such a delight. It's a long story as to why, but I ended up on someone's farm, and this person was growing lots of different tropical plants, including 2 little cacao trees in pots, and next to them they had some papaya and some licorice and ginger and turmeric, and around the other side of the house they even had dragon fruit and bananas and all sorts of tropical things. It was really cool. And I did not expect to meet a cacao tree yesterday at all, because they don't typically grow in New Zealand. I know there's a few people around who are trying to grow them. I haven't heard of any fruiting yet, but I'm sure that will happen one day. They will have to be in hot houses for that to happen. But it was just so cute, and it was so sweet, and I was like, oh, cacao, you're coming into my life in the most unexpected ways sometimes. So that was a real treat, because I, of course, adore cacao trees, and they're very cute when they're small, and I love the leaves. So that's my fun little story from yesterday. And anyway, what are we talking about today in this episode? Well, like I said at the beginning, I got to have the most incredible goddess weekend at the start of the month, and this was all thanks to some amazing women, especially Makenzie of Cacao Drinking Chocolate, who you will know about if you already drink cacao drinking chocolate, or if you've heard her in previous episodes. She's actually already been on the podcast twice because I just love talking with Makenzie, and it's been in the flow to do that. And I was really hoping we could record something in person one day, and sure enough, Makenzie came all the way to New Zealand, and she graced us with the most amazing weekend that I've had in a long time, where on Saturday night a few of us got together and shared awa, which is Hawaiian kava, which is another plant medicine that Makenzie works with, the plant of peace. And I had really been wanting to try that, so that was a real treat, and I'm really grateful that I got to sit in sisterhood and share deeply from our hearts. It was a beautiful, meditative, indeed peaceful space, and I slept so well that night. And then the next day we got together again as a group of 8, and I really want to shout out the amazing Kristy who hosted us all. Thank you so much, Kristy, for having us at your home in Auckland, and you just provided such a beautiful space, and it was such an amazing co-creation with beautiful flowers and all sorts, and we all dressed in lovely dresses, and it just felt so feminine and so safe and fun and deep and profound and all the things. And Makenzie shared with us all the different cacaos that are sold through Cacao Drinking Chocolate. So all the amazing different origins of cacao that she works with. We'll talk about that more later in the episode, what we actually did on the day. We get to that actually kind of towards the end. You'll hear more about the details. But we had a beautiful, beautiful time. and it was one of the more intense experiences I've had with cacao, because we had a lot, and from different places, different countries, all in one day. And then we got to share some amazing food together, and then we recorded a podcast episode. This was very special because 3 of the women there were generous enough to come and share a few words of their experiences with cacao. And I just so enjoyed hearing everybody speak in similarly loving ways about cacao, but with different words and from their own heart and with their own experience and frequency. And it was so sweet and touching and moving, and I'm really excited for you to hear from these different women. So they each speak for about 7 minutes. We have Rachel and Alexandra and Lauren. So thank you to all of you for sharing generously from your hearts. And then Makenzie spoke, and we chatted back and forth about her decision to leave Instagram, which might seem unrelated to cacao, but it is very related in the sense that her community are very connected, and it's an interesting move to shift the way that we connect with community. And she spoke more about that, including getting into the topic of telepathy even. So I found all of that very interesting. And if you are wondering where Makenzie is, then you can hear from her about that. And we spoke about her journey with cacao in different ways, and just where she's headed, and also the future of cacao drinking chocolate in a sense, a dream that she has for it going forward, and so many other things. And it was just a wonderful conversation. So I hope that you really enjoy it. And also I will say that we speak a bit in this episode about the different types of cacao that you can buy through Cacao Drinking Chocolate. If you would like to try any of these, if you haven't before, you are welcome to use the discount code that I have linked in the show notes, which gives you a 10% discount. Or if you go to the Cacao Drinking Chocolate website, cacaodrinkingchocolate.com, you can use the code Loved by Cacao. That's just no spaces, all caps, Loved by Cacao. And for your first purchase, you will get a 10% discount. And feel free to use that because it is really amazing cacao. And if you haven't tried it yet, please do. I really admire what Makenzie is doing and the way that she works with such high integrity with all of the farmers that are part of this beautiful not-for-profit organization. And it's really high quality cacao. And I love every single one of them. You can't go wrong with which one you purchase. But if you have questions, feel free to ask me. I can let you know more details about each type, or you can read about them on the website. And I hope that you'll give it a try. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. And I really trust that you'll enjoy this episode, because listening back to it myself, I found it such a joy. There's so much beauty and wisdom in it. So let it touch your heart, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, here we are, a group of 5 of us, beautiful women, and today we've been having the most amazing goddess day of sharing cacao, a lot of beautiful cacao from Cacao Drinking Chocolate with Makenzie, who's graced us with her presence. And we've had a really incredible day, and we're going to capture a little bit of that energy and share some of the words of how cacao has moved us in our lives. And so thank you, each of you, for coming and wanting to share on this podcast. So first we have Rachel. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. And I know that you've had quite a journey with cacao, it sounds like. And so if you'd like to share anything on your heart with how cacao has moved in your life and shifted your life. And
I'd love to. Thank you for having me here. And it's been such a beautiful day journeying with her. So a friend, really dear friend, who I feel like is here so much in spirit today, Alice, shared cacao with me. And that was back in 2018. At the time I was going through quite a difficult time and a breakup. And I still remember the first ceremony, like the first cup. And since then it's been like this love affair with cacao that I've had, where she's just supported me through so many challenging times, but then also beautiful times. So I tend to work with her daily, and during the, I don't know how many years that is, 7 years that I've been working with her, I have become a mother to 2 children, and through that time I drank cacao during my pregnancies, and then drank cacao postpartum, and then drank cacao with my children. Like my son has it, we have ceremonies, and we use it as an anchor every time there's something to celebrate. So
beautiful.
Yeah, so we do it for like his birthday or his sister turning like 6 months, and he'll actually help me gather flowers to sit in ceremony together. And we usually play music, and we have cacao, and he'll sip some too, and we often have fruit and offer a change in season as well, if we go from autumn to winter or whatever we're celebrating at the time. And I just feel like she's this like old friend, you know, like, you know, when you go into the forest and the trees rustle, and it's those whispers that come through that make you feel like you come back to yourself and back to home. And the water, the running of the water in the river, and your feet on the earth. She's one of those spirits that's just always whispering to me and giving me strength and being that real anchor. And so they come in many forms, and she's just been so potent for me during this quite a big time as a woman. So yeah, I just love her and feel like you know, she's just someone I could like give a big old hug to.
Yes. Yeah.
Just put your arms around her. And, so that's kind of been how it's unfolded for me. And
amazing.
Yeah. And I've tried other cacaos, and I think there's lots of beautiful offerings out there, but I just always come back to this wisdom, to the essence of this particular cacao. So yeah.
And we tried a few different strains today.
Yes.
Is there one that speaks to you especially, or do you love them all?
All for different reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like with Makenzie talking about the people that have brought them to us, you know, connected that Western world with such potent medicine. Like, I feel like you can feel their love through each different one. So it would be hard to say this one is my favourite, because they all offer something different, and they all have the essence of the people that have brought them here. Yeah. It was beautiful to connect more about where they've come from.
Yes.
And to know that we can have direct communication with them, because it is so sacred. And in the Western world, we've lost a lot of that, right? You know, we just kind of take, but don't really honour the where is something journeyed from, you know, where is our food come from, and so when you've got that tangible, like a woman in front of you that we can, like, then you have that essence, that beauty, that back to oneself.
Yes.
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, it's been really special to hear the stories today.
Yeah,
and make those connections.
Yeah. She's for the heart of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, because like love is really will heal everything, you know. It is the thing that brings us back to, it's who we are, it's the world, it's and I feel like that's who she is that heart chakra medicine. So
yes to that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And speaking of love, this is called Loved by Cacao.
Yeah.
Would you like to share any words on how you feel loved by cacao? There's just any words that spring to mind?
I think harmony is just really coming through. Harmony, peace. Yeah. Yeah. That we can be that for each other, and we can go out in the world and make eye contact with people and know they are love, just like we are. We don't need to see ourselves as separate anymore. We can be that and be with them, be with the world.
Moving words. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing. It's beautiful.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for holding space.
And next we have Alexandra. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's been beautiful to meet you this weekend and share these incredible riches together.
It's been divine. It's the most magical weekend I could have ever wished for. Word enchanted. Absolutely enchanted.
Enchanted, I love that. Yeah. So what is on your heart today in terms of how cacao has moved in your life?
Yeah. I feel like I need to speak into my first ever cup of cacao, and I had this trepidation of it, thinking, is it going to be a psychedelic experience? Because I have had no psychedelics prior to that hit, and came in with a just absolute curiosity and excitement though for it, and sipped, and then it was led by beautiful Alice. It's already been mentioned. Alice, and she led the ceremony and dropped into meditation, and then this just soulful music where we lay down, and the experience I had was so profound. I saw myself, had visions that I hadn't had before in my life, and literally went into an underground cave with crystals and experienced just this underground world of crystals and connection deep into Gaia. And then also had this then galactic experience as I came out of meeting this galactic being as a guide. And I was like, what is this medicine? I need this in my life. Like, it was the most just the most activating, potent experience I'd ever had, simply from a cup of this ceremonial grade cacao.
It's quite something for the first time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So from there, I attended Alice's circles monthly. It was just sign me up, I'm there, and it was just this connection. It was the connection with other, I guess, soul family was what came through. It was like these sisters who are still friends now. Even like this was 4 or 5 years later. Like deep friendships, this connection, and people we got each other. Like I found my tribe, and online, of course, as well, and just that connection. And that's what it is. It's like the roots of the trees, of the cacao tree, works through us as we sip it as well, and we have those connection points with others as well. So that's what really got me. And of course, going through motherhood and the nervous system goes through quite a lot. Becoming a mother and quite on edge a lot of the time, especially with young ones, and so having that devotional time to myself. So I started buying my own cacao to have my own at-home ceremonies when my babies were small, and they had their nap time, mama had her time, I made a cacao, and just being, and like sitting outside on the sunny day and connecting into the earth and the elements, all the around me, and just being and having that time for my nervous system to relax. I noticed how it impacted beautifully and regulated my nervous system, and so I mean I could go on and on.
So nourishing too for a mum to take that time and receive the medicinal nourishment as well.
Definitely.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to share from today or from our journey with cacao, or any blend that really stood out to you?
Yeah. Again, it's that sisterhood that came through strongly. I've been witnessing one another. I mean, the cacao worked, each different strain, I think, has different potion, different medicine. And for each of us, perhaps we received something different, but it was this like unlocking of the heart, of our potential, and being witnessed, and then the mirroring of
this activation points, like sitting in circle,
Yeah.
8 women together, and it was like each time someone spoke, it was like an up-leveling and upgrading and an unlocking taking place. And I saw that within, I think it was the
Ayahuasca? Ayahuasca?
I'm
saying it wrong.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
I mean, that too. For sure.
I don't even know ayahuasca today, but
That's hilarious.
Ayahuasca, yeah,
It's
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. That's
That's awesome.
some of the letters in it. That was the most potent for me, because that's when I saw the DNA strands, and I just felt that unlocking happen and it moving, and this healing qualities came through, physical healings for me. But it was just the witnessing really of one another and thinking, gosh, you know, that woman is so powerful and so beautiful and so vulnerable and open, and it just allows you to feel, I can do that too. I can be powerful. I can be vulnerable. There's strength in vulnerability too. And it was just like I said at the start, enchanted. Just feeling that just enchanted creation together of what magic is available for each of us, and especially together, like that co-creative experience that we all participated in today and this weekend, you know, coming together on this land. And
it's powerful, yeah. And I love how cacao just holds the space to make it feel so safe for us to do that.
Definitely. And just feeling those connection points of the different places in the world that the cacao came from, like definitely feeling, as Makenzie spoke into, where the farmers or the families and the reverence that each of them have for the cacao, and you can feel that, like, and just like it was literally feeling just the support. I'm just feeling our full support from them as well, and then you want to support them too, and knowing you're helping their families by buying the cacao and supporting the small farms. That's amazing work Mackenzie's doing in the world. Opening our hearts to love, love for ourselves.
And do any words come to mind when I ask, how do you feel loved by cacao?
I just feel so seen and just able to just be me. Like, I don't need to be anything else. Like that authentic, she brings out that authentic essence within me. Like, she allows me to just allow, like I've spoken to the nervous system, as it just relaxes everything in your body, and then it allows that essence to come through and flow, and the life force energy to flow, and just speak from the heart, be from the heart, emit your energy from this vessel. Like, it just potent. It just is potent.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I felt every word. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for being willing to share.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay, Lauren, welcome to Loved by Cacao. Thank you for being here. And it's been beautiful to share this day with you. And I saw you here 1 year ago, so it's nice to see how a year has passed and what's shifted for you. Some of what we shared today. And so I'd love to hear a little bit about your story with cacao and how you've how cacao has worked your life till now.
Thank you. It's nice to reconnect, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cacao, when I was thinking about it, has really been weaving in and out with my own relationship with love and self-love. So it's kind of been a bit of a dance. I've gone through periods of like, no, I'm not going to have cacao, and then she calls me back in. And so I realised that there's like a parallel. It's when I'm going through more challenging times. I had a moment of trying to push her away, but then she has this deeper kind of wisdom calling me back. And after childbirth, I had quite a rough time, and she called me back in deeply when I was going through those early moments with my daughter, and really just, like supporting my nervous system. It was such a deep initiation. motherhood, and still is. I don't think that will change. But just having Mother Cacao, you know, for me, she feels like a big warm hug. It's always very nurturing for me, and just with, you know, mothering when the children are really young, they're just, it's just big. Like I don't even have words to put on their energy and the amount of directions you get pulled and the capacity that you have to hold, and even just the constant fear that comes into your mind about, you know, all sorts of different things when you're responsible for a little person in this world. And so she's really held me through those moments of deep fear and keeps reminding me to come back to love, and this seems a theme for the day, the theme for Cacao and I. So it's been a journey of coming back to love. And actually today, when I was able to layer all those different cacaos, like one on top of each other, it was like the amount of capacity to love that I had available to me just expanded so much just by that layering or the weaving together. And it was just like, whoa, I have such a different relationship with cacao all of a sudden. You know, it kind of was almost superficial before. I was just like dancing on the surface, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is the true medicine. I've just been playing on a real surface level. And,
interesting.
And that's my relationship with love as well. I've just been playing on a surface level. So it's like, here's love. This is really what love is.
Yeah.
And, just allowing that in. Yeah.
Wow.
And my word for the year, you know, being God, and just realizing that is letting love in. And then cacao also showing me that. And so, it's been a massive journey. And also opening up to my community. I moved towns, so I'm in a smaller town now, and I was able to share cacao with other women and hold, you know, circles and really connect with all these new people. So it's connection for me as well. It's built all these new relationships and just allowed me to be a little bit more easeful in that, you know, because relationships is something that I've had challenges with. So cacao opens my heart. It brings me into that love space, and then I find it easier to connect. So that's been my relationship.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and now it's like, yes, cacao, all the time, every time, more.
Bring it on.
Yeah. What? Have a break? No.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
And I love that motherhood is a theme that's come through in all of these years so far. It's like, if anyone needs the nourishment and love that cacao provides as mothers, like, I just respect you all so much for what you do. And it's, I wish that every mother could have cacao to support that journey.
Oh my gosh, it's huge.
Yeah,
it really is. Just that space to breathe for a moment and reconnect with ourselves inside that love, you know. But also it's mothering ourselves while we're mothering, you know, because it's like, someone holding me that, you know, it's been really cool.
Oh, beautiful.
And my daughter's loved it too.
Oh,
she's like, cacao?
Oh.
I'll eat it out of the bag.
Oh, she will? Or how old is she?
3.5.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's great that she'll eat it out of the bag.
Yeah,
wow.
And so it's been really good for us to share, actually, because I do struggle sometimes to connect to her when I'm overwhelmed and out of, you know, that kind of state of peace, and, you know, so it's been really nice to share cacao with her and connect and, you know, have some moments. Sometimes we'll pull a card. She likes to go and get my cards, and she loves lighting the candle and playing with fire, but not really. But yeah, it's been really cool.
And how is it for you you already mentioned the layering of the different cacaos today. Is there one that you particularly would like to keep working with, or just do you want to work with all of them?
Yeah, I feel like maybe I should have them all and then just put a little bit of each into a cup. You know? Which I've tried to do with other cacao. I've tried to mix like other cacao with this cacao, but it just doesn't. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, when you're running low and you're like, oh, just stretch it out. It doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't work, but some it really does.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my experience. Yeah. But no, I just enjoy the weaving of them all. I would find it hard to separate my experience, to be fair, and like itemize what I experienced today with each of them. Yeah. Just magical.
We went on a whole journey through the world. And how do you feel loved by cacao?
Yeah, I think what came through before is just being held. Yeah, it is like, it's that motherly love. It's that holding. Yeah, it's that connection. It's okay. You can open. You're worthy of love. You know, you can come into that space. I'll hold you while you come, while you see that for yourself.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for that beautiful theme of love. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you, Makenzie.
Amazing words. Yeah. Makenzie.
Aloha.
Hello.
I'm so happy to be
Aloha.
here with you and with everyone. It's an amazing day to be in this community.
And we're in person. You've
We're
been
in
in Love
person.
by Cacao twice, but on Zoom.
On Zoom.
And now we're doing it in person.
How special.
Yeah.
Dang, so cool.
So special.
And you birthed this, a year ago when I was here.
Yes.
You made a commitment to the group that you were going to start this podcast, and you did.
Yes.
So.
And today we all made new commitments, and let's see where we are a year from now.
Oh, time is speeding up too. So, yeah, I expect amazing things.
Oh my goodness. Well, you've just given us the most incredible weekend, and today took us on a whole journey of cacao, which was such a treat, to be able to really sit with each cacao. So thank you for doing that.
I'm so glad. I mean, cacao, and even last night when we sat with Ava, these medicines have given me so much. They've given me my life. So things like today are just an outpouring of what this medicine has given to me. It's natural. It's just the flow. So it's just an honor. And also, it's not just the medicine, it's you. The community has been so gracious, so generous, so receptive. And I mean, literally, cacao would not be where it is in terms of having an impact if it wasn't for this fractal line sharing so openly from truly your hearts. It's not like you're getting a paycheck to go share it. It's like you're like, wow, this has made an impact on my life. Okay, then I'm going to go share it with others. You put the circles on, you gather people together, you share it one-on-one, you tell people about it. I'm like, wow, I'm just so humbled by it. And so I get inspired to get on a flight and come and pour into you guys.
Yeah, literally.
It's just a genuine inspiration because I'm like, this community has given so much. So I'm like, I want to get the prettiest flowers and the best food and the, and just create this lush experience because you women and just, you give so much. So anyway. It's the gratitude just keeps going and going, in this circle. And that's true abundance, that's true prosperity.
It is, yeah. Today has felt incredibly abundant, and I mentioned the word royalty earlier today. I've just felt like we've all been queens just in the abundance and sharing it together. And as you were speaking about community, I thought we were 8 women today, right? I feel like it was more because I feel like there were more that's rippling out.
Yeah, it was like the whole community of women was with us.
Yeah, that's
it was like
kind
the
of what it
fractal
feels
line
like.
was with us. Yeah, I felt that too. And I hope that they all received it. And if you're listening to this, you received that frequency.
Yeah,
too. Yeah. Nourishment.
And you just hold such a safe and powerful space for us to all step into our true selves and our courage and our commitments, and it's been really, really awesome.
I'm so happy to hear that. Love that.
So, is there anything that you want to share about today or that you'd like people to know about where cacao drinking chocolate is at right now?
Well, it really is a reflection for where the world is at. I feel like we're going through such shifts right now in terms of what our operating system are. I mean, if you look at 10 years ago, we were all leading from our heads.
Yeah.
We were thinking our way through life and creating to-do lists and spreadsheets and coming up with plans. And now look at us. We're tuning into our intuition. We're slowing down to listen. We're prioritizing time in nature. This is what is of value. And so new ways of living and leading are coming from that. And I feel like cacao is going on that journey as well. So I've recently gone off Instagram. I can't say I've been pulling back. I've been, how do I say this? I've just been coming into more being. And that's what cacao has always invited me into. You said it. It's just a space when your children are taking a nap, whatever, to be. And so as a student of this medicine, I'm invited into more being with every day. And so how that shows up right now is not on Instagram or not, doing that. I think I sent like one email newsletter in the last 5 months just to announce the new book blessing. But in this day and age, we're told, oh, well, with your business, you should always be writing newsletters. You should always be putting out content. And it's always more and more and more and more and more. That would go against literally the principles of the medicine. So I'm kind of, in a way, being like purposefully rebellious against the patriarchal model to prove, to not just prove a point, but to prove that it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's going to work, and actually life is going to just get even better by being in that authenticity. And I hope my promise is that my life is an example of that. And that in that it gives you all and the fractal line, this entire fractal line all over the world. I mean, we're in New Zealand right now. If you would have told me, it brings tears in my eyes. If you would have told me that this would have been my life, I still don't believe it. It's so humbling, but this is what's possible for all of us when we listen to those calls. And then when we're devoted to that authenticity. Even though the world told us to be something different or to do it a different way. How many calls I got when I went off Instagram? Are you okay? This is so silly. What are you doing? This is dumb. And I just was like, watch this space. Watch my life get more abundant, more rich, more expansive, more connected, more true, because I'm going to listen to this. And it's true already within, what was that, a month ago? I feel healthy.
Good.
And anyway, my point is, I want to be an example for all of us. And that is my responsibility to this medicine, is to embody it. There are so many people talking about cacao, sharing cacao, and it's all this individual soul journey, no judgment. But it's like, are you being the medicine? And I have been far from perfect. Every day there's room for improvement. It's every day. Like, okay, refine. But it is a devotion to do my best to like truly be the legacy of the medicine through my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. And I thank you for leading the way and being that example, because it's exhausting, the constant feeling of needing to push things out into the world. And when you are working with the authenticity that you are, and with such incredible cacao as well, people are going to find it, and people already have found it, and that's going to continue. And I just don't think you need to be pushing it out there, and there's so much pressure to be on Instagram or to be on social media, and there must be other ways, and so you're paving the way, so thank you.
Well, it comes down to potency, because there's so much out there nowadays, so much content, so much speaking, so much, it becomes diluted. And you can tell, like when you're present to a true visionary or genius or brilliance, you can feel the potency in your bones, right? And then there's this this culture of everyone trying to kind of be someone. And I think my point is, with this medicine, I would rather one person drink this cacao and have the most potent, like when Alexandra was sharing about her journey, she drank the cacao, went to an underground cave with crystals, and then had it in connection with the galactic beam. That once I would take that over 1 million people drinking watered down cacao.
Yeah.
Because this, to me, if I'm going to say this is medicine, then I want it to be the most potent possible. And I truly, and this is good for everyone that has a vision or a mission or a product or a service, is like who you are it correlates to the potency of your offering. Right? So, it's not about reaching more people. It's about preserving and protecting the potency of what I'm offering. And this is what all of my teachers teach me. This is what all of the elders teach me, that with them, it's not about volume and numbers. It's about the potency. Yeah. So I love that.
Wow. Yeah. And that was very evident in this day. It's felt very potent. And every single cacao was just amazing. You served us, like 5 different strains or something? And
was it 4?
4 or 5? I lost count. I think it was 5.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So, yeah, that was potent in itself, but each one individually is potent as well. And then the way that you bring it, and yeah, it's just amazing.
I'm so glad.
So, yeah.
What else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I know.
What do you think the community really would want to know right now? Or is there anything you think that, the global fractal line that's listening to this?
I feel like there might be a little bit of questioning around, we're not seeing Makenzie much now. How do we connect? Or is she okay?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And yeah, I can just feel this sense of, there's a question around that, and what comes, I'm curious to hear what you say, but so one thing that comes through as I say that is, it feels like an invitation for people to connect even more with the cacao, or with with themselves. Yeah, but let me know what you would say.
Absolutely. I mean, as with anything, this is a soul journey. So I'm on a journey of listening to my soul, and I think in that, it's a really good practice to just break up what I've been doing. It's a good practice for us to just break it up, like change it up, and then let's just see what happens in that space. So as someone that has been quite available through video or Zoom ceremonies and things like that, what will become possible if I just break that pattern? Just because the pattern has worked for me and it's worked for the community and it has been a benefit, it doesn't mean it has to continue.
Yeah.
And I am really drawn to new. I'm drawn to change. I'm drawn to more in terms of just fresh.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, like what gets created in this space?
Yes.
There was something else I wanted to share. So that's on a personal level. Is like it doesn't. Who knows? I could be like, hey, I actually decided I want to come back and do these, like, and be more available. But with a cacao, yeah, it's just, I have felt a responsibility to share my journey and honor her and teach whatever I learn. I felt that responsibility because I have gotten the privilege. I mean, I get to go to the farms. I get to hear from the elders. I get to learn these things. And I feel responsibility and inspiration to pass those things along. But at the end of the day, it isn't at all about me, right? And I'm so grateful to it doesn't, it's a weird feeling. I feel like this came through me, and in that I have a responsibility to it. But I also have to be wise enough to know when I can get in the way of the medicine's transmission. And maybe there would be a benefit to the community if I step back even more, if it gives them space to be with the medicine without me putting something in their space, you know, without me inserting my own journey, because my journey is unique. Your journey is unique. I think storytelling is so powerful. We inspire each other. We get different codes from each other. But I'm so sensitive to how much noise there is right now.
Yeah.
And there's noise online, and there's also information and disclosure coming from, not to get so galactic, but like quite literally, there is a lot of information and light coming through from other planets, from other species, other races, other star beings. And I'm kind of like, hey, can we quiet down for a second so that we can hear them?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to assist us. And I'm kind of like, we're all yelling at each other. And we're all having such potent experiences right now. I mean, we're all dying and being reborn and having these huge experiences in our life, in our relationships. We're having big experiences that are very important on a soul level. And again, it's good to share, and it's also wise to know when to not share, so that people can just stay in their journey. And there's no projections happening, expectations, comparison, all of that. So yeah, it is, you're right, about being able to listen to the medicine of cacao. But how I see that is really about listening to your own inner guidance. I see cacao, as I do see cacao as a very feminine teacher, I also see that she's more so a space for us to come home within ourselves. Like, she's just the excuse. And actually someone told me that she is a masculine energy. It was a really interesting perspective, but what this guy said was cacao is this masculine container that's with you always. And cacao is the purest essence of the masculine plus freedom. This is what he said. And again, it's just a different perspective. But it all points to the fact that, like, cacao is just a vehicle for us coming home to the wisdom within ourselves. And I think that technology and medicine and the wisdom of the future is going to be in sound, it's going to be in music, it's going to be in dance, it's going to be in art, and it's going to be through the quantum field. So I think it'll be important for all of us, as I'm talking so much right now in this moment, for us to quiet down.
Yeah.
And just, what will happen if we stop talking so much? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just curious about it, and I want to find out. Yeah. And then in terms of everyone wondering if I'm okay, my teacher, Kuru Yawanawa, he basically was just sharing with me, hey, if you miss someone, we're always connected in the heart. Yeah. And because there's a language barrier between my teacher and I've had to really learn and cultivate this telepathic connection. So I do hear him very loudly in the telepathic space, and that's so beautiful.
Wow.
And so I'm encouraging people to, if you are inspired, to quantumly connect with anyone you want to. You know, if you're wanting to see how I am, you can find out by just going into your heart and tuning in, you know, and we all get to do that with each other. And then hopefully we get the auric exchange in the right moments like this.
Then we won't even need Instagram anymore.
Right, when we're back with the auric exchange or quantum or all of it. Totally. Or Instagram. Yeah.
Or anything like that.
I think everyone's pretty exhausted with it. You know? They're exhausted. And, this is what it comes down to. What does your body say? And it's great to be in such beautiful connection with a global community. It also requires boundaries with myself, so that I don't exhaust myself and I don't get burnout psychically and spiritually. Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, because we need you not to get burnt out, because we want you to be fulfilling your dharma continuously, to continue doing that, even though you have been in so many ways. But I know it continues, and also we want Cacao with a K to continue.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I would say to anyone listening who feels that sense of spaciousness now that you're not as visible, if there's a void there, buy some cacao and sit in the void with the cacao. Sit in that container that you just spoke about.
Yeah. And that's what I hope to just continue to refine, and that frequency goes into the medicine.
Yeah. You're sending us that frequency through the medicine.
100%. I'll use my words to like, hey, okay, this is what we're coding it with, and it's this consistent refinement, but like, this is love. I mean, there's cacao out there that you can drink, and you're drinking fear. And they've measured this. They've measured on the David Hawkins scale of consciousness. They've measured all these cacao brands.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
And so most of them are operating at 200 or lower, which is fear.
Huh.
Because it's birthed from, this is a thing now. I can go do this and then be someone. Cacao with a K, I've never shared this personally, but it's measuring at over 3,000. It's literally off the charts from every other cacao. And I wasn't involved in this testing at all. But the reason is because it was birthed from such pure passion. I literally said, this is something that I'm being asked to do, and I don't care whether it's one person or 0 people, but like, I don't care, because it's literally just asking me to do it. And it's a problem that gets to be solved, and in a way that's really empowering for all parties, a win-win-win.
Yeah.
So, when you are working with what one of my teachers in Hawaii would call domination culture, patriarchal culture, you have a lot of copying in order to hope to get something from whatever that thing is. And that, to me, is so dangerous when you're doing that with medicine. It's like what we have now, too, with the overnight shamans. What these people get from serving medicine in the middle of the night and then waking up and, going about their day in LA. They get to be the person that served the medicine. And it's like what you're getting from the medicine. I just think it's dangerous. I don't know why I'm going to this little kind of shadow aspect, but it's something to apply to every part of this matrix.
Yeah.
When we birth something from fear, scarcity, lack, needing to be someone, needing to get belonging, you're coding that product or that service with that frequency.
Yeah.
And then literally those people are drinking fear. So I can talk about this all day. No, what I need to do is just continue to turn that teaching on myself and say, where are there places where I'm not being authentic? Where I'm still doing something because I think I should, or because, this is whatever story I have.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to play with, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and it's all a part of it. And I embrace it.
It makes a lot of sense to me, and I feel you on that. Like, with starting even Loved by Cacao, what came through really strongly in the beginning was that I needed to not need it to be a source of income, to not have that pressure placed on this project.
100%, totally.
And it's given me such a sense of openness and creativity, and it's like I'm not grasping as I create it, which feels really good. And of course I will allow prosperity to come in through it, but it's not a need. And I'm grateful that I've been able to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that you get to truly create something that's pure.
Yeah.
Not that money isn't, it's not bad to have money. It's just, it's because you're being, that's not where you're coming from. You're not coming from primal fear. You're coming from truly being inspired.
Yeah.
True passion, true wanting to help others. You're truly coming from humble service. And then the universe rewards you for that.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. And then you're gifting all of us with your beautiful cacao as well. And
you guys are loving it.
I'm
so glad.
We love it so much. I could see that today in everybody's faces. We're all just totally in love with it. And
it's wild.
I've been dying to try the Owako and Nana Marinas, and the Criollo. Like all three I got to try for the first time today. I'd only had the Chuncho before, and wow, they're all incredible.
So glad.
I want like a whole cupboard full of all of them.
Yeah. I love your passion for cacao. That's what's really cool, is to witness your passion, like seeing you all light up and share your stories. Because I've had to, as I've grown, I've naturally fallen into more detachment, if that makes sense. But then to see you all, not that you all are coming from attachment, it's just you're coming from such pure like innocence and like excitement, and I'm just like, this is amazing, because that's what birthed this for me. Was like, this stuff has changed my life. Like I need to share it with as many people as possible. So it's like a pinch me moment to see you guys light up in that way. Yeah,
it was such a gift. Can I just might quickly share with the listeners what we actually did, or what you served us today?
Yeah, go for it.
We went straight into it. You served us up some Nana Marina's cacao. You just dropped us right in, boom, this potent Guatemalan cacao, and we sat and meditated with it, with this beautiful music. And
in the space, just to say, like Kristy created this space, and we had the flowers, and it was like a co-creation of women really coming together. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely. You could feel that today.
Yes, the intentionality, the planning, the ease of it.
Yeah, really beautiful space. So grateful to Kristy for holding us all here in her house, and you put on this beautiful music, and I held this Nana Marina's cacao and just started crying. And it took me right back to the lake, and I felt like I was sitting at her fire I had been blessed with meeting Nana Marina. I hope to one day. But I felt like I was sitting at her fire with her. And it was amazing. And then not very long later, after we'd meditated with that, we went into the next one, which was the Owako, I think. It's from Peru.
From Colombia.
Sorry, Colombia. And I'd heard your whole beautiful story, which is available still, I think, somewhere for people to listen to on your website.
Under trainings, you can get that free video.
How that came through.
Yeah.
And wow, that was just a whole completely different experience to Nana Marina's, or to any other cacao I've had before, actually. And incredible flavour, and it just felt so pure.
Wow.
I think I gave you the word.
What was it? Because we all infused our words into the cacao.
Yeah, we did. So I can't remember what my word was, but it'll come to me. But just very pure, pristine,
impeccable.
Yeah, I
love that.
Yeah, it just feels like it's such high quality and incredible flavour. And then we moved on to Chuncho, pure. And had a dance outside, and it was so much fun. And I always feel a lot of joy around Chuncho.
Same.
I'm not entirely sure
100%.
why.
Yeah, it's like a lightness.
It really is.
It's taller trees too, so I feel like you're kind of reaching to the heavens. You're just like sprouting in lightness, in rainbow frequency.
Yeah. It's like inner child playfulness.
Yeah, and I mean, Peru is very different than Guatemala. Like, there's just different energies. Like, you're literally getting different codes from Mother Earth, when you drink different cacao because the soil contains different communication from her.
Yeah.
So I used to be so attached to chuncho that I was like, I'm never doing any other cacao other than chuncho. And Gaia came in and was like, that's not true. You'll actually be doing these other things because I have communication that's unique to each region. That soil that's there has different minerals in it. And minerals are consciousness. Minerals are the communication from our bones and our ancestors. So anyway, I love that you just reflected that chuncho lightness, because I think a lot of us feel that. Yeah.
I love it. And not so long after that, we had Criollo. From back to Guatemala. We kind of went full circle.
Yes.
Guatemala down to Colombia, down to Peru, and then back. Different region of Guatemala.
Yes.
Yeah. And different creators. And for me, it felt kind of full circle, because when I was first at the lake, I had people talking to me about Nana Marina, and also I had Galileo chocolate. And now here you are serving me cacao from Nana Marina and from the Galileo people. And it's kind of amazing. It made me feel like time doesn't exist, which it doesn't really. I just felt like it all merged together.
Cool. I know, time feels weird right now.
Yeah, it does. And that Criollo is delicious, I have to say. It's very chocolatey.
It is very traditional, rich chocolate. And just to be trusted by these families is such a gift, that they're being so generous with us and sharing this. And just to even speak to the Arhuaco, I mean, the amount of people involved with making that a possibility. I love that you can feel the purity, because it means that every person involved has to be in integrity.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a lot of people. The amount of parties and organizations and different alliances that have had to weave together. It just actually blows my mind. It's not like with Galileo and Finca El Porvenir and Alta Verapaz, Guatemala. It's one family. It's one farm.
Wow.
It's quite simple.
Yeah.
And how I have these business relationships, it's like, they'll just message me like, because we have such harvest issues with heirloom cacao.
Yeah.
It's so hit or miss. And you can't control it. You can't control nature, and you cannot control the goddess. So they'll just be like, hey, like, we just got a harvest. We're sending you a pallet. Like, can you send us $25,000 right now? Okay. Be right back on that. But they know, like, that's how you have to work.
Wow.
You just have to trust them, and you just have to go. And it's
amazing.
Like the same thing with Nana Marina's family. I mean, when you're quote unquote doing business with indigenous families, with tribes, it is a totally different experience. You have to be so let go of control and in so much trust. And I actually think that's why they work with me, because I'm like, I'm submitted to, I mean, if they were to ever do anything, that was actually my very first supplier was initiated as a Mayan priestess in Guatemala, and she was stealing from me. Right? She was stealing from me. And so, of course, things like that, I'm like, it's a no.
Yeah.
But these people, I can, now that's why I go there in person, because I have to smell them. I have to smell them. I have to their auras, and they have to smell me.
Yeah.
That's a thing too.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first interacted with Nana Marina, they're like, my contact wanted to introduce us, and the contact was like, hey, just so you know, like, she'll meet you, but like, you can't like really source from her. Like, that's not going to be allowed, And within 10 minutes of the call, we were on Zoom, she said, how much do you need?
Wow.
Because she could feel that there's that soul contract.
Yeah.
But they're so tapped in, and they need to smell you. They need to know, can I trust this person? Are they using me? Are they another colonizer? Yeah. Just totally like, and it doesn't mean I can't benefit. Yeah. It's just, is it a win-win-win, and is it a way that actually honors what their needs are? But that's a learning process. It's humbling as a white person, because I've had to learn lessons, and be willing to admit, I didn't know that. Like, thank you for teaching me your ways. Thank you for, but we have a lot to contribute to each other too. There's this beautiful exchange happening right now across the world with Indigenous tribes. And we have a lot to share and co-create. I mean, I'm going on tour with a Tibetan monk, and then going to meet the Dalai Lama later this year with him. Wow. And so there's just this, what a fun time.
Yeah.
What a fun time. I was like, if you would have told me that this is what's happening, it's like, this is so fun. It's like a playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get to have fun with it.
I love it.
We get to have fun. So.
Wow.
So today, was there anything else that really touched you or moved you? You loved tasting the cacao. You loved going through the different types.
It just felt like such a treat to be able to try them all, and kind of intense in a way to have one after the other like that, with maybe 10 minutes in between or so, 10, 15 minutes. But I quite loved the intensity. Yeah. It felt like you were initiating us into each one. I mean, I think most of the people in the room had tried them all before, but there were 3 that I hadn't. I just realised we actually had 4. Initially, it was 4. 5, it was 4.
I think it's because I mixed the chuncho pure with the, or there's a pure and a blend, so it was 5 total. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. And yeah, it was fun, and I felt very uplifted on cacao, very high in a beautiful way. And I just love that you have so many different blends to offer, or these different regions to offer us. I don't know if there's so many people doing that are able to offer different countries. There's a few, but yeah, it feels very, very special.
My dream would be to have one more.
Oh yeah?
With the Ashaninka tribe of Brazil.
Oh, okay.
I just want to, I've never spoken that
I've
out.
never
but
seen
now
or heard of Brazilian cacao, really.
Because it's a project that's being worked on. They're working on a regenerative cacao project. They're on the border of Peru and Brazil, the Ashaninka tribe, and they literally have these codes of bridging heaven and earth.
Oh.
And so I'm just going to we're calling that in.
Okay. Calling it in.
Because they represent this we are the prophecy. Every single person has their own individual connection to being the prophecy of being a bridge between heaven and earth. And we travel along the waters, and we utilize the waters to share our codes and share our frequency. And they have this beautiful teaching, and I feel like the cacao can help bring that out to us all across the world. And I feel like that would just be, I mean, we have a lot of Ecuador cacao. The Ecuadorian cacao is so beautiful, with Cacao Lab and Florencia, and just her embodiment, and she really holds that Ecuadorian pillar. It's so deep respect with her and her elders. And so I think it just brings tears to my eyes to think about, gosh, I guess I'm not detached from cacao. I think I'm detached, and then I'm like, but the Brazil thing is really calling. And I feel this emotion around calling that in and making that a possibility for everyone to receive this. So, and that was actually this Tata, because I did a 9-month apprenticeship with Nana Marina, and so we got this special tobacco reading.
Oh wow!
And then there was a translator, and so what he was saying, he was smoking this huge tobacco and the whole right side just went down so fast as he was smoking it. And he was like, the woman that was a translator started talking to me about Brazilian cacao with Ashaninka, and then this tobacco was just going down on the right side. And what he kept saying is that you have so much masculine support showing up for you right now. And my whole life is women. My whole world is women. I have a few really solid brothers.
Yeah.
But most of my life is this, women supporting through and through. And so when he said that, I was like, okay. So we're just calling that in, wherever those masculine energies are coming for. But it was in that they planted the seed even more with the Brazilian cacao. It was through Nana Marina's brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh.
I love that just came out.
Yeah.
That was just birthed on your podcast.
Amazing.
So that's my commitment.
Yeah.
Is to to start taking the action steps and bringing it towards us in the quantum, to bring Brazilian cacao through the Ashaninka tribe out.
Oh.
Yeah, through fly cacao.
So it is. Yeah.
I'm happy. That feels good.
Amazing. And you have such a beautiful connection with Brazil, so it's going to happen.
It's weird. Like, acai was always my favorite food, and I never knew why. Have you had it? You've had acai, right? I was
once or
obsessed.
twice, yeah.
What?
Not much. It's not that common here, is it? No, it's like
It's not.
It's not really. You can find it in some places, but it's not super common here.
I've
had it before.
It's like a weird thing for like 15 years of like obsession.
Yeah.
And then we got to Brazil, and my friend is videoing me having my first acai bowl, and she was like, "Guys, here's Makenzie again having another acai bowl." And I was like, "Well, babe, like acai is from here."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh." I was like, so there is something about the mana of that land that just calls me.
Amazing.
And the Yawanama are just so next level. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'm excited to
So
see
it
how
is.
this. Yeah, so it is. This time next year, we're going to be tasting Brazilian cacao together.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. All right.
I'm so in. And the three of us know that this happened. It's me, Panya, and Alexandra in this room right now.
Just got birthed on February 2nd, lunar new moon, or lunar new year.
Yes.
But Panya, like, just really reflecting to you, your passion, your love, your heart.
thank you.
She shared this poem with us today.
Oh.
And so clearly you have this beautiful dance with the spirit of cacao, and just the blessings that she has for you as you continue to pursue that and follow that and trust that. I'm very excited for you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been really beautiful to be encouraged on the path this weekend. Yeah. I really, really appreciate it. And that poem I read today actually is on a previous episode.
That's right.
I think I shared it on a solo episode.
Yes. Oh,
The first
so
sip.
good. I remember that.
Oh, you listened to it?
Yeah, I was like, this poem sounds familiar. I was like, did she write this? But I was like, I've heard this before.
Oh, you must have listened.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
lovely.
what? Yeah. So good.
Oh, wow. Is there anything else? Or are we... Yeah, I'm feeling like we're at a close.
Yeah, I just mean for all of the community listening, the cacao, community, just knowing that like I deeply, deeply love you. We talked about love today, and the Hawaiian way of saying I love you, aloha wau ia oe. I am in the condition of love because of you, and quite truly I am, and I just hope you all receive that. I recently did a 10-year tribute to the medicine of uni, which is ayahuasca, and I said that the biggest gift that the medicine gave me was this community through the cacao fractal line. So just thank you so much for the unconditional support and love. It's truly the honor of a lifetime.
So much gratitude. Oh. I'm very, very filled up. Well,
We did it.
blessings on the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's fly.
Let's go. Thank you for opening your heart here and listening today. Please subscribe to keep getting episodes in Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. And please share this podcast with your cacao-loving friends. You can follow us on Instagram at Loved by Cacao. Please take care of your heart and may you feel loved.